Alright, this car has been giving me attitude. It's been, I don't know, a couple of years since I changed the points, so it's well overdue. Let's get that done and hopefully this thing will act right. I always just do the contact sets. I like having the condenser built in. You don't have to fiddle with all those little screws and the thing falling everywhere, so. They're also a little bit cheaper too. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Alright, let me get this custom air cleaner out of the way. And pop the cap off. We'll take a look at what we got. Alright, let me get you in here. For anyone who hasn't seen, there's a contact set kind of buried in there. It's hard to get a good camera angle of it. Let me pop it out of there. Show you what it looks like. Alright, here's the old points. You can see a little bit of pitting, nothing crazy, but the reason I'm changing these is, well, they're just kind of old and they're not very expensive. It's not worth filing them and screwing with that. Plus, when you file them, you're taking this coating off and they last a shorter period of time. So, it's just not worth it. Just buy a new contact set. This was about, I think it was $15 or $20. It's not a big deal every couple of years. But I will say, this is going to go away pretty soon. I'm going to get rid of the points ignition. I'm sick of dealing with it, to be honest. Every car I own has points except for my Fleetwood and, of course, my diesel trucks. So, yeah, it's getting kind of old, changing this all the time or having problems with them and having to adjust them. And the biggest problem I have is getting a good dwell meter. This is old, but the problem is it's inaccurate. I'm going to try it out and see how accurate it is, but no two of the dwell meters I own read the same thing, and it's very frustrating. So, unfortunately, the points are kind of getting to be more trouble than they're worth. And yes, it did have a condenser. Here's the old one. Of course, it's built into the new one. So, that's another reason I really like these contact sets. I hate fiddling with the one screw on that condenser. It's a pain. Took the rotor off, so hopefully you can see what's going on just a little better. Isn't the greatest view, though. Kind of tough. Let's see. And it's one less wire to mess with. See if I can get this to take here. Get all this tightened down. Alright. There we go. Now let's see if I can get this thing adjusted. And of course, this is one of the downsides of a contact set. Let me show you. If you'll see, I can't even get a feeler gauge in there to check the gap, and that's one of the nuisances of this. I think this dwell meter will work, I'm hoping, but as you can see, there's no room to put a feeler gauge. I don't have any round wire to get in there or anything to gap it, or a matchbox or any of that crap. It's really difficult. Let me just see what I can do, and we'll try to use this dwell meter. All right, let's give it a crank, see what it does. Make sure I got everything hooked up right. Alright, I just tweaked the adjustment a little bit. Let's get it started up and see if this dwell meter will work. We're at about 22 degrees, so we need to be at 30. Let's adjust it. I'm gonna shut it off to adjust it. I don't like getting shocked. All right. See if that'll take care of it. Make sure it's about the same. I need a little bit more. If you need more dwell angle, 30, let's say you're at 20 degrees, you need to go to 30. You want to increase the gap, make it wider, because that's giving you more dwell time. All right, let me start it again. Overshot it just a touch. Yeah, this can be a balancing game sometimes. Have to get it just right. That's why doing it while it's running is the most, like, the easiest, really. But like I said, rather not get shocked. I'm sick of that. So this is why cars have electronic ignition now, because this got old fast. See? Now we're back over just a little bit. So I gotta go back out a little. It's somewhere right in the middle there. Let me try to split the difference with this screwdriver. Now, I did add this flathead to these points. I didn't like that you had to have an Allen key to adjust them. So I took care of that. I just added a flat spot with an angle grinder, and now you can adjust it with whatever you, either an Allen key or a flathead screwdriver. I'm happy with that, 32 degrees. Let me get the timing lights set up and we'll do that. All right, so surprisingly, I don't think you'll be able to see it. Probably not. I've got the advanced timing light set at 12 degrees right now. And I don't think you'll be able to see this, but we're actually right on about 12 degrees advanced, which is what I usually run. So I think we're about good. It's just not warmed up yet. It's kind of pissed, but there we go. Alright, nothing's coming. Alright. Pulling pretty good. Have to kind of work with this thing a little bit. It's not fully warmed up yet. That stupid oxygen sensor, man, what a pain in the butt. That thing was $300 and it's screwed up. What a shame. Maybe the sensors, I shouldn't blame Glow Shift, but still. And for everyone wondering, that speedometer is way off. It says I'm going 25 right now, but I'm probably going 20. Man, I love this Mexican summer. right, well, the car seems happy. It really appreciates it. What it was doing before is, at certain throttle positions, you'd lay into it, give it full throttle, and it would just bog down, and I know it was the points. It'll do that when the points get a little worn in, but my next step, I don't know if it'll be when it'll be, but I'm going to put electronic ignition on it, which I hate to do, but I don't at the same time, because this particular car has a lot of trouble, and I think it's because I need to change that resistor wire. And anyway, I may end up doing it. I don't know. I could just put a new resistor wire, or excuse me, put a new regular wire, put a ballast resistor on it like I did on my Ford. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. But either way, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.